From Darfeasy Studios in Eddyville, Kentucky. Welcome, guys, to another episode of the Easy Cage Show. Guys, I am Darfeasy.
Closes last week. It's weird.
Yeah, no. We people are like, feel like change clothes, you noob. I'm Darfeasy.
I'm Randy Gage.
And this is episode 139 of the Easy K Show. We just got done talking about Die Hard 2, and we missed last week, so we figured give you a little double feature episode of the Easy K Show. It's going to be a fun episode. This is an episode I was watching Loki as the weeks were going along, and I was like, we could totally do a Loki spoiler review. I mean, why not? I mean, we were both liking the show, loving it. I'm assuming he's loving it still. And there's a lot of cool stuff to talk about, especially that ending. And I figured this is a perfect opportunity to talk about TV shows. And we used to do TV recap on the old version of on the podcast version of the Easy K Show. So why not we just talk about one show, and whenever we finish a show, if we watch a show together, like maybe we'll do this for Witcher season 2 next year sometime. And so I mean, do what?
Cobra Kai. Now that I've watched it all.
Yeah, Cobra Kai. I mean, that'd be a fun spoiler review show too. I mean, but there's all kinds of shows we could do. I mean, we don't watch a lot of TV. We don't watch a lot of the same TV, so it'd be a little hard to do. But we do. Sometimes the stars aligned, and me and Randy Cage get in the minds. I mean, we'll be maybe Ted Lasso. Maybe we'll be able to talk about. We'll be doing an episode of Ted Lasso together. That comes back on TV next week. I'm looking forward to that.
Well, we got to talk about Survivor when it comes back on.
Yeah, and then we'll probably. I mean, you've been watching Big Brother?
I know, because I think I'm gonna wait and binge it, because that's how I watched it. Yeah, before, and I'm watching.
Come on, man!
I'm watching 8 seasons of Are You the One right now? So
the what?
It's an MTV reality show.
What's wrong with you? You watch Big Brother with me. I mean, I want somebody to talk to it with.
I mean, if I get bored one day, I'll start it and catch up real quick.
I've been watching. I was actually watching it whenever you messaged me, and it's just the first week, so it'd be really quick and easy to catch up. So, yeah, I've really enjoyed. I'm enjoying this show. I'm enjoying the season so far. So the cast is actually good.
Good.
So maybe they'll disappoint me later on in the year, but right now they're enjoyable, they're funny, and I'm not trying to claw my eyes out or can't my ears out because they're annoying me so bad. But we're not here to talk about Big Brother. We're here to talk about Loki. So, all right, Loki. Season 1. There will be a season 2, all kinds of cool stuff. The first of these MCU shows to actually get a second season, because Captain America, Falcon and Winter Soldier announced they were doing Captain America 4. And in WandaVision, they just didn't say anything. They just said she's just going to be in Doctor Strange 2, along with Loki. So, Rain Cage, what did you think about Loki? Let's just go like first impressions or first overall thoughts about the show.
I enjoyed it overall, especially at the beginning. I was really into it. I love Owen Wilson's character. I like Loki. He's one of the better MCU villains, but he's kind of an anti-hero now, really. He's And I thought this was a cool idea. Pluck him out of the MCU pre-Avengers or post first Avengers. And and this whole TVA concept was cool and goofy, and I didn't know what exactly it was going to be about, but it turned out pretty cool. I liked it. It's not my favorite. I still think I like Wanda the best so far out of the 3. I did like this ending pretty well, because I like that we got kind of a cool new villain to kind of fear in the MCU at the end, and then we're getting another season of this show, so that's cool. And I don't know. I really loved. I'll tell you what my favorite scene of the whole show was when it was the next to last episode, and old Loki saves or basically lets them get past the guard dog and does the whole that was badass. I like it, made my hair stand up. It was so cool. I was like, oh, this is awesome. And you just met that character that episode, so that was cool.
Yeah.
That was my favorite part of the whole show. But yeah, it was a good time.
I
think right now, if I was going to rank them, it'd be Wanda, this, and then the Winter Soldier show.
Wow, you're too high up on WandaVision.
Yeah, Wanda, I loved all the way until the end. So this one,
right? But this show, I love. There wasn't a bad episode in this whole season. Like even the third episode, which I would say is a little slow with them on the train, but it was great character development for Sylvie's character and that dynamic between her and Loki. This show was I did not know what to expect from a Loki series. And kind of was like, okay, Loki, sure. I mean, I like Tom Hiddleston, and the show is led by a powerful performance by Tom Hiddleston. I think he does. You take these actors that are in these Marvel properties for granted sometimes because they're like, yeah, they're in the superhero properties, they're okay stuff. But when you see Tom Hiddleston kind of just lead the show, it's great. The action shot really well. The pacing of the episodes are all great. The show really lends itself to being made for TV, but it also has that cinematic value to it. And the new characters the show introduces, I mean, first off, the Owen Wilson as Morpheus. I mean, wow. I mean, that's great. Yeah. Gubu Rock, the villain of the show, the one who's head of the TVA. We've seen her in a bunch of different stuff. She was in. It's funny because she was in the third season of Doctor Who as one of the sisters of the main companions. So that's where I first remember her from. But she's kind of became a bigger star since then. She was in Concussion with Will Smith a few years ago.
What? Like she just disappears, and I didn't really get what happened. Like where's she going?
She said I got to figure out who's actually in charge of all of this, and so that kind of it's a setup for season 2. Then
that name is something Gugu Mbatha-Raw.
Yeah. So and then the girl that plays Sylvie I thought was absolutely incredible. I thought like her performance was great, but then the show had some other cool little moments, like episode 5, the alligator Loki. What the hell? That is awesome. If I see a t-shirt with an alligator Loki, I'm probably gonna buy it. I'll be perfectly honest about that. That was one of the coolest things I've seen. I was just like, is that alligator Loki? I posted a say on Facebook the other day where Odin's like, I have to tell you, my son, you adopted, and he just see the alligator, he's just crying, and I'm like, that's funny. Yeah, I mean the action was great. The story was great, and the reveal of the villain. And to be honest with you, I did not know who that was until a guy told me at work. And you know who that is?
Yeah, it's Kang the Conqueror.
Kang the Conqueror, which is setting up the next phase of the Marvel movies. And that's another thing great about this. The Lokis have now created chaos into the multiverse, which completely sets up Spider-Man. It completely sets up Doctor Strange into the multiverse, because now, like in the Spider-Man movie, we're going to see the other Spider-Mans in the film, so that makes sense with this show. So what this show has done it changes the way the MCU is going forward, and that's something that was very needed, because ever since Endgame, we're like, where do we go next? What's our next dimension? And this sets up perfectly the X-Men stories. Now you can bring the X-Men pretty easily, like they're from another dimension, they come from here or something. Maybe a new reality will form now, and the X-Men will form. Maybe now this will be the way they introduce Fantastic Four. So I think this show has done a brilliant way to integrate new properties into the MCU and keeps it fresh and vain. And I think the show did a damn good job with that.
Yeah, the I didn't know. Apparently, they had already cast Kang the Conqueror for Ant-Man, the new Ant-Man movie. So when people saw him uh, pop up on the screen, and he had already denied that he wasn't going to be in this show, which I guess was a lie. And so when he popped up on the screen, people, I guess, lost their mind because they were like, "It's Kang the Conqueror," which I didn't even think. When he said he was the Conqueror, I was like, "Oh, isn't there a guy named Kang the
So I didn't
Conqueror?"
even think of that. Some guy at work told me about it last night. I was like, "Oh, that's cool."
Then I
That's
did a
really
little
cool.
research, and I was like, "Oh, okay. So this is our new baddie in the MCU."
Our new Thanos.
Yeah.
So I mean, personally, I would love seeing Doctor Doom as the big overall villain going forward next. But this is maybe we can do Doctor Doom next. That is completely fine. And I don't know anything about Kang the Conqueror because I'm more of a DC guy. I can tell you some deep, dark things or some of the hidden tropes of DC stuff. Marvel, I'm a blonde when it comes to Marvel stuff. So I can't help you there. I'll tell you another reason why I really like this show. This show felt to me, it felt like Doctor Who. It felt like good core old Doctor Who, good stories, time travel. The characters even have like that kind of little Doctor thing vibe to them. They're trying to fix the timeline and everything. So so from me as somebody who loves that show, and to see what they did with this and made it like better, it's better Doctor Who than what the Doctor Who I'm getting right now. So I love
Doctor Who on the slide right now or something?
Did what?
I said, is Doctor Who on the slide right now?
It is, but it's because of the showrunner. And Christian Ball just is doing a terrible job. It's not because the Doctor is a woman, because we just saw this girl in Loki where she was a damn good character. Like I was like, really? There's gonna be a female Loki? But the show completely tells the story and makes you like, yeah, that makes sense.
Well,
and
I know you're gonna want to know why I like WandaVision better, and really, it comes down to this. I feel like Wanda's character and Vision, like we needed that story between them. It had so much heart, and I don't know. I felt that a little bit more than Loki. Like there was times like when the Loki stuff about his, where he saw his future and all that stuff. I didn't really like the whole Loki Sylvie love story. That kiss at the end was cringy, and it was just meh. There was no heart in this one. A little heart. Whereas I think Wanda.
I disagree with that because the whole Loki, he's he's the god of mischief. He really just wants attention, and I think it's funny though because the only person that could love another Loki is himself. He loves a variant version of himself, which causes a nexus event, which is could cause a paradox, and that's just great. I think that's great stuff.
It's a little bit, if you think about it. I mean, Sylvie, she's just effed up everything. Like just because, she was starting to get on my nerves towards the end. There, Sylvie was. I'm not a big Sylvie fan.
Well, I mean, but here's the thing with her character: you gotta go into her mindset. Is that she was a child. She lived on Asgard. The TVA comes in, wipes out her entire takes her out of the timeline. So of any chance of happiness that she could have had, that was taken from her. And when that happens, you're going to just want to destroy anything that's possible. And what I love about her character, and she is a Loki at the end, like because Loki is through the gods of mischiefs, and chaos is a ladder. And whenever she causes the chaos, I just thought it was a perfect way to end the season, and especially at the end, whenever it looks like we're in a new timeline or something going on because they don't even recognize Loki anymore, and you see the statue and it's Kang, and you're just like, that's pretty awesome.
Did you, as your phone rings here, did you see?
I'm gonna go off the line for a second. Hold on.
Okay. Cool. So I'm just live by myself. Well, I was going to talk about something, but I think I'd rather wait till he talks about it. So I will just sit here and stare at the screen. If I had control here, I could show a sweet new trailer, but I don't. So I'm gonna let's see what I can do here. I don't know. Oh, just say play local video. I don't have anything downloaded though, so. Yeah, Big Easy's gonna say I'm gonna guess Big Easy's rankings of the MCU show so far. He's gonna say Loki was the best, then Winter Soldier. I can't even remember the damn title. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and then it's gonna be WandaVision, where I'm the exact opposite of the way because I could just tell the way he's acting. I liked WandaVision the best. Like I said, the heart. I don't know. I really cared about Wanda's character, and I'm invested to see where it goes. Loki, he's changed a little bit in this show and stuff, but I guess I just don't care as much about him as I did her.
He's back. I'm sure Randy Cage is talking all kinds of crap about me. And,
no, I was just talking about my rankings, and I guessed what how you would rank the first 3 MCU shows so far.
Okay, well, give me my ranking.
And it's going to be Loki,
okay,
and then Winter Soldier or Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I can't remember the title of that. And then WandaVision, and I was like, and I'm pretty much the opposite. I liked WandaVision, then Loki, and then Winter Soldier and the Falcon. But I right before you got that call, I was going to talk about how online the people are separating all the MCU films, TV, everything into categories. They're like the ones where people wear hats, and then your sci-fi Guardians and Thors and stuff. And they said they already could do it with the shows. They're like WandaVision and Loki are the out there shows, and then Winter Soldier.
I would say more the sci-fi shows.
And Winter Soldier
because Falcon Winter Soldier is an action series.
Hawkeye are the hat ones. And I was like, that's pretty funny. And then people were doing it with all the movies, and I was like, that's pretty. You can have like I get what they're saying. Like you got your more grounded, like a Black Widow, where there's not, it's not cataclysmic events happening, and then you've got your Loki, where you're like changing reality for everyone, or your Doctor Strange, So I'm seeming to like the more sci-fi crazy shows.
I love sci-fi. I always have loved sci-fi, and the show takes a lot of chances. And even like WandaVision, with the thing when you had its own little bubble and it changed the way people's personalities was. Thought that was really cool. Just didn't like the last episode. Didn't like the FU Quicksilver moment. And then the 2 Visions fighting was not necessary for me. And then Hawkeye, or not Hawkeye, but Vision and Scarlet Witch fighting against each other. Did not need it. Did not need that part of the movie or show. So
now that I look back at it, we've gotten 2 more shows. Had they not done the X-Men FU thing and had we changed the end just a little bit,
if Loki was the first series out, story-wise, okay? Now we're introducing this thing with multiverse, and now this Peter Quill is now in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because now reality is completely shifted, and now they could have easily had this new Quicksilver in the MCU like that.
Yeah, which I guess it still could be that. Yeah, I mean he still could be the actual Quicksilver from X-Men, and like you said, blended over there. But I did like the Kang the Conqueror, the actor. I don't know what his name is, but
he's great. It's absolutely incredible.
That goofy, creepy version.
I love that moment at the end when he's like, whenever she stabs him, he's like, "I'll see you soon." You're just like,
he was telling the truth. And I liked Richard E. Grant in his one episode. I loved him in it as old Loki, or classic Loki, I guess is what his this thing was going. But I enjoyed it. I'm glad we're getting a season 2 because I think there's lots more you could do with the show. And the other 2 shows, I didn't feel the same way. I was like, it'd be cool to see Wanda and Doctor Strange. And, the other one, I'm like, yeah, we got our new Captain America. I don't really need another show with them. I'm definitely pumped for the next one, Hawkeye, because I want to see my girl Haley Steinfeld.
Is that next?
It's next, yeah.
When's that coming out?
Sometime it just says fall 2021, and then
Miss Marvel, is that coming out this year?
Marvel is 2021 too. Those are our last 2.
Okay, I know if
What If is coming too. So.
Yeah, I don't really count that personally. I mean,
I don't think it's gonna be a main storyline kind of thing. I mean, I'm gonna watch it, but
yeah, I'll watch it, but it's not something that I'm like, I'm not really that excited about. Like, it's not like for me, like they just had that little concept trailer for Star Wars Visions coming out.
Yeah,
and that looks cool, and it's it's not even going to be canon.
Yeah,
but I'm on the board of seeing some cool Star Wars stories. I'm on board for that, but the Marvel What If, I really don't care too much.
The thing that really, you saw the animation of the Star Wars, and it was amazing looking. Like I was like, holy crap! And you had a Bone Studio one. And then this one, I was like, I didn't really like the animation of What If. Like it looked weird. Yeah, it looked like. So I don't know, but I'll watch it. But yeah, I don't think it's going to have anything to do with any main storylines because it's just these little side stories that whatever.
Yeah, I think it's they're leaving the door open for eventually it could become canon, but they didn't want to put handcuffs on the creators, and they just wanted them to go wild and make some cool Star Wars stuff. And there's some cool. There was like that episode where you have like 2 samurai, and it looks really cool. I'm looking forward to it. And it's all supposed to drop at once. So it's not supposed to be like a week-to-week thing. It's supposed to be like, I guess 8 or 9 episodes, or I don't know how long each episode is going to be. But
yeah, I was pumped about it. We haven't talked about it. Not that this has anything to do with Loki, but
no. But you're here to enjoy the Easy Cage show.
So you don't rate TV shows, do you?
I do not, but I will say this is probably my favorite TV show of the year so far.
Wow. No, I can't even remember what shows I watch that are current and what I'm watching from 3 years ago, and so I don't know. It'd be hard. I liked WandaVision better, so
I know.
But yeah, it was a good time. All
right, guys, that ends this episode of the Easy K Show. Next week, me and Rennie Cage are diving back into a top 10. Next week, or in a couple weeks, I don't know when the movie actually comes out, because there's not 10 good Shyamalan movies. We can't do top 10 M. Night Shyamalan movies. No. So Stillwater is coming out at the end of the month, and it stars Boston's favorite son, Matt Damon. We're going to be doing the top 10 Matt Damon films. A lot of good films to check out. There's one I might watch. I haven't seen that would maybe possibly make the list and cut out one of his favorite Spielberg films. So I might have to check that out. So that's what we're doing for episode 140 of the Easy K Show next week.
Sounds like fun.
So yeah, so guys, that ends this episode. Guys, check out Rennie Cage at his Letterboxd. He just talked about the Fear Street movies, and I think he ranked the Fast and the Furious or something. So you can check them all out there on that site. But guys, make sure you check out my main Darth VC YouTube channel. I have a bunch of reviews coming. I just watched a very terrible Netflix movie, and I did a review of it. So very rare of me to watch a really bad movie, but I watched a really bad movie.
Ooh, I'm excited to hear about it.
Also, I'm reviewing the Fear Street movies. I just reviewed the second one, and I'll probably watch the third one tomorrow when it comes out on Netflix. And then I'm gonna try to watch Black Widow tonight. So that's my plans. And also, I'll have a review of Loki out. Also, guys, check out the Darth VC Show, where I'm talking about Rule of One, where we're breaking down some Star Wars: The Bad Batch. Harold just showed up at The Bad Batch. And also check out the Easy Cage podcast feed if you want to listen to us instead of talk to us, or check out the old archive episodes of the Easy Cage Show. You can check us out there. So that is the end of this episode. So guys, until next week, All too easy.
Peace out.